is happening? Internet Galactic Criminal here, and I'm pretty sure I'm the last person on Earth to hear this song. Now, if for some crazy reason you are unaware, this is a previously unreleased single by Linkin Park, recorded like 20 plus years ago. And to be totally honest with you, in my personal opinion, the early 2000s was one of the best eras in music, especially for Linkin Park. And if you don't agree with me, I'm pretty sure there's like 100 million crying millennials who would stand by that assessment. Regardless, I'm excited to go back in time. So with that said, let us dig in. Linkin Park, Lost. 1, 2.
Just a scar somewhere down inside of me, something I cannot repair, even though it will always be. I pretend it isn't there. I'm trapped in yesterday, where the pain is all I know, and I'll never break away. 'Cause when I'm alone, I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion. Lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion. But I'm tired, I will always be afraid of the damage I've received, broken promises they made, and how blindly I believed. I will never break away, 'cause when I'm alone, I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion. Lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion. I tried to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I tried to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I tried to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I tried to keep this pain inside, but I will never be alright. I'm lost in these memories, living behind my own illusion. Lost all my dignity, living inside my own confusion.
Wow. I'll tell you right now, I'm glad I waited to check that out, because if I had done that one after a couple of beers, yeah, I don't know if I could have handled that. I don't know that I could have handled that. I have thoughts. It's seriously so crazy, especially thinking back now to like how much a lot of us, especially being younger and feeling unseen and that related to the lyrics. But when you look back and you listen back to that stuff now, the signs were always there in the lyrics with Chester, and you just and nobody saw it. And honestly, I feel like that's in part to do also with a lot of the music that was out around the time had similar lyrics to it, so you wouldn't be able to, I guess, discern between who's actually feeling this way and who isn't, and maybe who's just doing it for the clout. I mean, I knew tons of kids, like emo kids, that would do like poetry about how dark everything is, how evil everything is, and I mean, it's just a lot of the time some people were reaching out, and sometimes you could never know. Is what I'm trying to say is you'll never know, because somebody who does suffer from depression, I do as well, they mask it. They mask it so much better than I think anybody could even tell. To be honest with you, most of the time it's because they feel like I feel like I could be a burden on someone for letting out all the crap that I'm thinking about and that I'm feeling. And for the most part, a lot of people, unless they're like a really, really, really good friend, someone who wants to actually listen to you, doesn't really want to hear that stuff. When somebody asks you, how are you doing, they're expecting you to say, I'm alright, could be better, whatever. Like, just an answer like that they can just kind of toss off to the side and not actually have to deal with. Because, I'm sure they got their own issues and stuff. That's the problem. People say, like, you should reach out if you're having these thoughts, and it's so difficult to. When the only option that you have in, like, maybe even like your friend group or your family is to go on one of those like phone lines or whatever. If you're feeling desperate, I definitely think you should call one of those lines. People there are most certainly there to help you. My dad used to work at one of those call centers before he passed away. So that could definitely help, but I mean, it has to come from the people that are around you, the people that are closest to you, the people that you respect and you should be able to trust the most. And a lot of the time, it just doesn't happen. Again, either because they don't want to hear it, or because you don't feel like you want to be a burden to that person. I'm just kind of going on a rant here. It's just, I've been thinking a lot about that, leading up to checking this out, as to like, he was asking for help the whole time. He was asking for help the whole time. You see, like, interviews and stuff, he's talking about his depression. It's just, and like, just nobody was able to help him, and it's an incredible shame. It's an incredible shame for a lot of people. It feels selfish to think or to say it sucks that depression took him from the world, because so many of us related to this music on whatever level, whatever subjectivity, whatever kind of feelings that we got from the music, from the lyrics. We all kind of felt something, and that's why you see so many people online just bawling listening to this. I did hear like a small bit of the chorus. Obviously, you can't miss it. When the teaser came out, it was all over TikTok. So I heard a little bit of it. But man, that was something different. Now I feel like I could tell this song wasn't finished. At least from just mechanically, from what we heard here, it feels like there's a lot of missing parts. That this could have been polished a little bit better. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe just because you can't get his vocals back anymore, and they did the most that they could to finish it off with what was there. Or maybe they just had this recording at the stage that it was at, decided that like they're gonna release it as is, just for the sake of it. I guess it's the 20-year reunion of the album Meteora. So like, I guess that's the whole thing that they're doing. I don't know. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that I didn't check this out. A couple of sheets to the wind, because I'd have been an absolute mess. An absolute mess. So hey, if this didn't get totally blocked, what do the rest of you fuckers think of this shit? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, there'll be a link in the description for this video, so you can go and watch it for yourself with screen full audio and get the full experience. And as always, have yourself a fantastic evening.